Welcome to JSA TV Live here from PTC 23. We're kicking off day two of the conference here in sunny Honolulu, Hawaii. And joining me today is Greg Elliott, VP of Business Development for 1623 Farnham. Greg, welcome to JSA TV.
Thank you. This is a great conference. Great to be here, making a lot of great connections and reconnecting with people I haven't seen for a while. So this is exciting.
Yeah, so what do you think of the conference so far?
So I heard it was the biggest one ever. So that's exciting. And we were talking earlier. It's your typical telecom data center, but also seeing some periphery type of suppliers, software people. I mean, it's just like a great ecosystem.
Yeah, it definitely is the biggest and best PTC 23 ever. So thanks for joining us today. So for viewers that don't already know, I'm sure many of them already do, but can you tell us a little bit more about 1623?
Sure, you bet. So we're the carrier hotel, de facto carrier hotel in Omaha, Nebraska. All the fiber has aggregated there over time, and then the Burks Group, Bradley family bought it probably 5 or 6 years ago at this point, and just did a expansion, $35-40 million type of expansion, new power infrastructure, cooling infrastructure, and fiber vaults. So it's a existing carrier hotel, but it's a state of the art, brand new infrastructure. So it's the best of both worlds.
And I know that you're like focused on the edge. You're an edge data center, but there's a little bit more to what you're doing. You have the Omaha Internet Exchange, Omaha IX. Why don't you give viewers a little bit more information about that?
Sure. Yeah, the Omaha IX, we own and operate that as well. So that's kind of I guess it could be unique to the carrier hotel and the IX being owned by the same, but we've just seen it grow like crazy over the last few years. For instance, Akamai, they had 20 gigs last year. They expanded to 400 gigs. We're seeing all kinds of great live sports traffic and like gaming type of expansions. So a lot of great traffic, and that continues to grow and keep that traffic local in the Midwest U.S.
Yeah, I mean, gaming is such a hot topic nowadays, and it's definitely expanding into needing that support there by your internet exchange.
Right.
So in regards to some of the expansions that you just mentioned, I mean, you've been expanding through partnerships.
Right.
That was a big focus for you, and I'm sure it will be as we move into 2023.
Right.
So why don't you give us a little bit more information about some of your partnership expansions?
Yeah, so and we're truly carrier neutral, so we look at our customers as partners. Everything from expansions with the hyperscalers in the area, those networks go through. We're actually kicking off our channel program this year, so that's going to drive even more to the ecosystem. And then we're always adding new carriers. We have 55 carriers now, and always adding to that ecosystem too. And then we added a couple network as a service providers last year, and we'll continue to grow that ecosystem as well.
Well, you've already given us a little preview about what's coming up for 1623 and 2023.
Yes.
With your partnership program.
Right.
So that's super exciting, and we're happy to support you there.
We appreciate that.
What else is coming up?
Yeah, so we'll just continue to build that ecosystem from new carriers and cloud providers, content. Just the more we can make that ecosystem rich for our carriers and customers, the better. So that's what we'll be focusing on. We also the channel program coming up. That's exciting. Then we also host the Meet in the Middle event mid-year. So we encourage everybody from around the globe to come and enjoy Omaha. We do a scavenger hunt, golf tournament, and it's a good way to network and meet people in the middle.
Yeah, meet in the middle.
Meet in the middle.
Perfect. Is there anything else you'd like to add today?
No, just if anybody ever wants to reach out in Omaha or in the area, I'd love to give you a tour, show you around, or if we can help in any way, we'd love to.
And where can viewers go if they want to learn more?
So our website that JSA helped us with, the 1623farnham.com. And we're on all the socials and contact information's pretty available. So reach out at any point.
Well, thank you so much, Greg, for joining us today here for another live JSA TV from PTC 23. Happy networking. get it.
Hey.
Welcome to JSA TV, the newsroom for tech, telecom, and data center professionals. I'm Buffy Harakitis coming to you live from PTC 23. And this is the biggest PTC to date here in sunny Honolulu, Hawaii. And joining me today is Rangu Sagame.
Good morning, Buffy.
Good morning. He is the CEO, chairman, and founder of Princeton Digital Group, also known as PDG.
That's right. That's right.
And we just found out the meaning behind the name. Why
Uh-huh.
don't you give viewers a little bit more about that?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, we are happy to be neighbors. So we live about 20 miles apart in New Jersey, outside New York City. As we just spoke earlier, Buffy, I live in the town of Princeton. That's my hometown. So that's kind of the boring name of the company that I happened to pick when we started the company. But I live in Singapore now for business. We are headquartered in Singapore and focus on Asia. But good.
Wow, that's exciting. We are neighbors
Yeah.
here all the way across the world in Hawaii today for PTC 23. So, for viewers that don't already know, and I'm
Mhm.
sure many of them already do,
Yeah.
but can you give us a little bit more information about Princeton Digital Group and
Sure.
what makes it so unique?
Sure, sure. Thank you, Buffy. We are a Pan Asia data center company, Buffy. We started about 5 years ago, and our primary focus was to build a Pan Asia data center company serving some of the largest hyperscalers, the cloud companies. And over the last 5 years, we've been able to grow quite a bit. So we are one of the largest footprints in Asia now, in 5 countries, 600 megawatts, and 20 data centers. So that's a pretty large footprint we've been able to build. So we are in 5 countries: in Singapore, China, Indonesia, India, and Japan. 20 data centers, 5 countries, and a pretty large footprint. And we are backed by some of the world's largest private equity investors: so Warburg Pincus, Ontario Teachers Pension Plan from Canada, and Mubadala from Abu Dhabi. So three large private equity investors and a pretty large footprint, headquartered out of Singapore, serving hyperscalers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you talked a lot about hyperscalers and
Hmm.
about your footprint
Hmm.
there across Asia.
Hmm.
What types of companies, other than hyperscalers, and which type of geographies that are
Hmm.
looking to maybe expand
Hmm.
into the Pan Asia region
Hmm.
would benefit from Princeton Digital Group?
Yeah, I mean, Asia is the fastest growing region in the world, growing at over 20% year over year across the region, and the market is now bigger than North America. So over $25 billion market, growing at over 20%. So it's a very exciting market, and the world's some of the largest hyperscalers are investing quite a bit in this part of the world, the Asia part of the world, as they see their market grow. And as their market grows in Asia, they are looking for partners to be able to supply them with data center services,
Hmm.
capacity, and companies like PDG become a very attractive partner for them because we are in multiple countries.
Right.
And that's where more and more hyperscalers are looking for partners who can serve them across multiple countries at global standards, good quality, and be able to grow with them in the region and have the right kind of capital to help them grow.
Right. Well, you talked a lot about all the megawatts there
Yeah.
and the capacity that you have across Asia, which brings me to this next question here. As you can see everywhere, sustainability is such a hot topic in our industry. We just launched the Greener Data Directory
That's
for
right.
JSA yesterday. So tell us a little bit more about Princeton Digital Group and their sustainability initiatives and goals.
Yeah, I think as you just touched on, sustainability is a core to our industry. We consume a lot of power in our industry, and the way we look at PDG is not that it's a problem; it's more about an opportunity. Because as an industry which consumes so much power, but also brings a lot of efficiency to consumers and enterprises because of cloud and commerce. So we look at it from that perspective and say, what can we do as PDG to be a market leader in bringing not only efficiency in our data centers, but also acquire green power and do more innovation around energy storage and those kind of innovation that will help PDG, but also as an industry that we can get better in terms of how we consume power and how we bring in more green power into our infrastructure.
Well, I'm very honored to be sitting next to you. I mean, you are one of the top thought leaders in our industry.
You're being too nice to me, Buffy. And
And as a thought leader in our industry, very well respected, well known around the world, what trends do you see impacting the industry as we approach 2023?
Yeah, I think we are fortunate to be in an industry where the demand for data center continues to grow because of all the innovations in technology, like artificial intelligence, pardon me, things like metaverse that's coming in the coming
Right.
years. These are technologies that are going to drive a lot more data generation, data being created, and that would require more data centers. So if you look at the next 5, 10 years, it's a very exciting place to be. We see a lot more capacity being required by the industry to drive data center and cloud services in the market. And particularly Asia, as we touched on earlier, is where we have over 3 billion people, some of the world's largest economies now, like Japan, China, India. I think we are very excited about what we are seeing in Asia in the coming year.
Yeah, it definitely is exciting for sure. And can you give us a preview of what we might expect specifically from PDG in the next year ahead?
Sure, Buffy. I think if you look at it from our growth strategy perspective, it's relatively simple. It's two pronged. We're going to grow deeper in the markets we're already in, like Japan, like India, and also enter a couple of new markets like Korea and Philippines. So we expect to grow deeper in the markets and enter a couple of new markets. So that's what we'll see over the next 12 to 18 months.
All right. And
Yeah.
where can viewers go if they want to keep up to date with PDG and find out more information?
Give me a call.
Okay.
And we can go to our website, princetondg.com, and our marketing information is there. Reach out to us and call any one of us. Would be delighted to share more about what we do and about our offerings.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. It was an honor to speak with you here. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in to another fabulous episode of JSA TV live here from PTC 23 in fabulous Honolulu, Hawaii.
Thank you, Buffy, for having me.
Thank
Good to be
you.
here. Thank
And
you.
happy networking. Welcome back to JSA TV Live from PTC 23, the newsroom for tech, telecom, and data center professionals. I'm Buffy Harakitis, and we're coming to you live from the PTC Hub at the biggest PTC to date. And joining me today is Jim Masterson, CEO of Light Edge. Jim, welcome to JSA TV.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so what do you think of the conference so far?
It's amazing. It's kind of overwhelming. There's so much going on here. So yeah, it's my first time. So it's been an experience just getting to know my way around. Yes.
Yeah, so first time here at PTC, and what a first time experience at the biggest PTC ever for sure. So for viewers that don't already know, can you tell us a little bit more about Light Edge and what makes Light Edge so unique?
Absolutely. Light Edge is a cloud and data center company based out of the Midwest, specifically Des Moines, Iowa. And the company itself has been in business for going on 25 years. I've been the CEO for about 19 of those years. And we've been in this industry executing, if you will, on a business case to deliver very sophisticated cloud services to the compliant-oriented businesses.
Okay. Well, I heard that this past year, 2022, was a really monumental year for Light Edge. Why don't you give us a few of those highlights?
Absolutely. Happy to. We grew organically at about 20% year over year, which is into itself a great thing. On the other hand, we also executed on some pretty interesting mergers and acquisition activity. We acquired a company out of San Diego by the name of Infinite.
Okay.
So it gave us extension into the West Coast, which was great. Came with 3 different data centers. And today we're about 11 data centers in 8 markets, and we continue to grow.
Right, so on the move for sure.
Yes.
So we have to keep an eye on where you're headed next.
Yes.
And you recently announced some exciting new partnerships, that kind of enable our next generation. One with Iowa State University. Why don't you give us a little bit more about some of those partnerships and how they're enabling and empowering our next generation?
Absolutely. We've got a real passion and have for years about how to find and develop young, talented, STEM type individuals.
Right.
And we've taken a couple of steps to do that beyond the tradition. One is we've partnered with high schools in the San Diego area to do internships for underprivileged students, and we've had a phenomenal success with that. We typically bring 4 interns in for about 6 months from a local high school. And we basically give them access to everything that our team does in that San Diego marketplace in an attempt to try to get their passion and excitement up for technology. So it's been phenomenal. And we inherited that opportunity from Infinite, the company we acquired, and we've doubled down on it. It's working really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, it's so important to make sure that we're committed to empowering the next generation, even from women in data centers too, as well, and making sure that we're building, and working with these universities, even at the high school level, to help, encourage and inform them about the wonderful opportunities that are available in technology. So that's amazing. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk to us about today? What we can expect from Light Edge in 2023?
Yeah, the other thing on that note that we've done is with Iowa State University. We're based out of Des Moines, and so one of the things that's been really, really fun is that Light Edge has what I perceive is a world-class onboarding sales model.
Okay.
So we can find people, we can train them and educate them and get them passionate about basically selling our types of services.
Mm-hmm.
We partnered with Iowa State University to develop a program that gives their students that are interested in IT type sales environments access to our internal Light Edge onboarding processes in an effort to train them at a whole different level than they can even get from the university. So that's been fantastic. From a go forward standpoint, I don't think there's anything that's going to change, to be honest with you. The pace that we're operating from is going to stay the same and even probably increase. So I would expect us to continue to grow organically at the level I indicated. And then in addition to that, we're still going to do some acquisitions this year. If I had to project, I imagine we'll do at least 1, if not 2 more acquisitions.
We'll definitely keep our eyes on Light Edge this year for some of that explosive growth going and some acquisitions ahead. So super exciting news. So where can viewers go if they want to stay up to date about Light Edge and stay in the know about all of
Yes.
these exciting opportunities that you're offering to the next generation and partnerships?
Absolutely. If you visit our website, www.lightedge.com, or we're very active on LinkedIn as well. So if you follow us on LinkedIn, you'll get all that type of information.
Great. Well, Jim, it's been such a pleasure to meet you today.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on JSA TV.
I appreciate it.
And thank you, viewers, for tuning in live for another fabulous episode, live here from sunny Honolulu, Hawaii for PTC 23. Happy networking.
Aloha, everyone. This is Jamie Scotto Kataya of JSA, and I'm loving these PTC live broadcasts from JSA TV. There at the hub, feeling the excitement, the great news coming off that show floor. Thanks so much. And by the way, I want to cut in quickly and give you JSA's big announcement today. We are launching the Greener Data Directory. That is an online Rolodex. I know, old school word, but there it is. And that's a Rolodex of sustainability-minded companies, including, of course, technologists, innovators, data centers, and data networks, as well as these innovators, technologists. They're on display. If you have an ESG plan or are looking to partner with those who provide cooling or resource solutions, this is your free available resource. Go ahead and check it out, greenerdata.net. We want to connect organizations that are dedicated to net carbon zero quickly and through our global operations. So check it out. We look forward to getting greener together. Happy networking, everyone.
Welcome back to JSA TV, the newsroom for tech, telecom, and data center professionals. We are live from PTC 23 here in sunny Honolulu, Hawaii. This is the best PTC to date, the biggest and the best to date. And joining me today is Scott Gailey, SVP of Sales, North America for K&N Engineering. Scott, welcome to JSA TV.
Hi, thank you so much for having me today. It's our first time to PTC, so we're taking everything in and very excited to be here.
Yeah, so I hear that you have some exciting news to talk to us about today, which is amazing. But before we get into that news, what actually brings you here to PTC today?
So as part of coming to PTC, as I said, this is our first time to exhibit here. And we've recently, so backtrack for a second, we've been an automotive filtration company for 50 years. We're known for our washable, reusable products that add power and performance to your car. So more torque, more horsepower is what we give to an automobile. And we were, about 3 years ago, a hyperscaler approached us with an opportunity to make our filters in a data center. So we started on that project. And through a 3-year process, we're finally in rollout now after pilot, and we're excited to share our filtration projects with the world.
Well, so, I mean, you've been in the filtration business for over 50 years now, right? So just definitely a disruptor in the space. And some of that exciting, significant news that you have launched here at PTC, do you want to tell viewers a little bit more? And by the way, they do have like the best booth here in the hub. So what a great presence that you brought here to PTC for your first time. So if you're here live at PTC, be sure to stop by the K&N Engineering booth. You can't miss it because it is definitely the biggest and best one here on the floor. So congrats for having such a great presence here on the floor at PTC. So why don't you dive right into some of that news and talk a little bit more about that.
Well, first, I have to say thank you for our booth work. Again, this is our first time here. We do a lot of consumer events as an organization, and Nick O'Kane has been leading the charge for us here. So he'll be glad to hear that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Our news is we've created our own separate industrial division within K&N. It's still part of our core company, but now we are focused on data center in the industrial space with our application products. We've designed products, filtration products that are MERV 8 to 14 that have 15-year life and that also are going to improve performance overall and reduce power consumption and bring more of a sustainability program really within filtration. Now, throwaway filters, you're throwing those away on a 3 to 12-month period. And with K&N industrial filters, now we're looking at a 15-year life on that. So major changes and very disruptive overall in the marketplace.
Well, you touched a little bit about sustainability, and obviously that is, a hot topic, a critical, important topic of the data center industry. Every event and every panel is touching on sustainability, and obviously, as you can see, we are all about sustainability too here at JSA with our Greener Data movement and the launch of our Greener Data directory. So can you tell us a little bit more about K&N's sustainability pillar and why it's so important to your organization as a whole?
Yeah, I think from our tradition and our background, our roots, right, we've always been a washable, reusable, sustainable product. And it just made sense as we looked at the data center space, looking at really the commitment to ESG, specifically by hyperscalers, that this was a great opportunity and kind of a convergence of really what we're seeing in the marketplace. So from a product standpoint, it just made a lot of sense. And then overall, with really the focus on power savings,
right?
We've shown in our pilot that there's actual power savings from air handling units using having more air go through. So in an automotive world, more air equals more power, more horsepower. And when you take that technology here, more air actually makes fans have to work less hard. So you have power savings involved. So it really ties into our DNA and who we are. Really a performance company is who we are first.
So from the cars to the data center. Right?
That's right.
Right.
Same technology.
Same technology.
The only difference is people that are familiar with our automotive products, they are an oiled cotton product where you need to clean. You have to use a cleaner for it. But with our data center industrial product, it's only a simple water garden hose needed to clean it. So less than 100 PSI to clean it.
Well, you talked a lot about hyperscalers, and we know about the data center industry. Are there companies like within the ecosystem of the data center industry that would benefit as well?
You know, it's funny. On the way from the airport to here, you just look out and you see buildings everywhere, and all those buildings need a filter.
Right.
So there is significant opportunity, not only in the data center space, but the broader industrial space for our filtration products, really to make a difference overall.
Well, are there any trends or any insights that you want to give us that you're anticipating in the data center industry within the next year or so?
It's really movement, and we're not experts by any stretch of imagination. We're new to this space, but as we have conversation and dialogue, really the use of outside air to be able to have that in this space is very, very, is a need to happen overall to get a better PUE. And, part of that we think we can bring forward is really our filtration products can help that.
And what can we expect in the coming months from K&N? I mean, this was a significant launch for you guys. We know that our team at home was supporting you. Here we're seeing K&N everywhere on the floor, all over the headlines within PTC. So what else is coming up?
That's a great question. So first of all, thank you to the JSA team. They've been tremendous help as we're trying to learn this space. They've really guided us and really laid out an exceptional plan for us to follow for the next year. So we're in the middle of some product announcements right now. And then secondly, the one thing that we're really driving home is very customizable what we do. And that's kind of in our DNA as well, too. Not every, data center, data hall is going to have the same requirements.
Right.
So we can work with our individual customers to meet the requirements that they need as they get ready to go to pilot. So we have a big engineering team. We are K&N Engineering, and we invest heavily in that. We have the resources to provide solutions to our customers' needs.
So tailored, sustainable, everything that
Everything you would want, right?
Right. So where can viewers go if they want to learn more?
They can go to knfilters.com/industrial, and they'll be able to see a brief information there. I will say up front, we have been a little bit stealth about our rollout overall, as we're trying to get, kind of speed to market kind of piece. So more information will be upcoming. We will be adding more information to the site. And if anybody would like to contact me, would love to have a conversation with them.
All right. Well, they can reach out to you on LinkedIn.
And then scott.gailey@knfilters.com.
There you go. Well, Scott, it's such a pleasure to have you. Congrats to K&N Engineering and the team for launching the data center division here at PTC'23. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in to JSA TV live from the biggest and best PTC ever. Happy networking. Welcome back to JSA TV Live here from PTC 23, the biggest PTC to date. I'm Buffy Harakitis, and joining me today is Raj Jawardena, EVP of Business Development and Transformation for FiberSense. Raj, welcome to JSA TV.
Thanks very much for the opportunity, Buffy. Really excited to speak about FiberSense today.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have you. I really love your title. We were just talking about it. So, transformation, so critical in our industry today, that businesses are continuing to transform, especially in today's landscape. So, super excited to have you. So, how are you feeling about the conference so far?
It's been a great conference. Every year we come to this conference, we're more recognized. We've got more product out in the marketplace. People understand the value that we're delivering to the different verticals that we're servicing. So it's been a really good conference today.
Yeah, it's definitely a really great conference here in sunny Honolulu. So FiberSense's technology has some extraordinary monitoring capabilities. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about the monitoring capabilities of your product?
Sure. There's fiber itself has a unique property that it's very sensitive to vibration. So if you've got objects in motion in proximity to the fiber, it strains that fiber, and we use that property to develop some monitoring and detection solutions. And so the underlying product that we've developed and released into the marketplace is a product called Digital Asset.
Okay.
And that's really intended to secure critical infrastructure. So power, water, gas, telecoms, submarine cables, and so forth. And we basically deliver a solution as a service that detects threats such as excavation in cities, such as anchoring in an ocean environment. We localize that threat, and we notify our clients of those dangers.
Definitely critical in today's world. You were recently featured in Subtel Forum's Offshore Energy Edition, featuring evolving subsea technologies. Why is subsea monitoring so imperative?
There's a couple of critical reasons why we need to protect subsea infrastructure.
Right.
There's the power side of subsea. There's more and more high voltage interconnection between countries.
Mm-hmm.
So we have these cables that are on the ocean floor. There's more generation that's happening in the form of wind, offshore wind. And when you couple that with the fundamental fact that 99% of our internet travels across submarine cables with tens of trillions of dollars of commerce on a daily basis, any interruption to that infrastructure is going to have a significant impact on our daily lives.
For sure. And it seems like you have some big plans post PTC to attend some other big conferences coming up in March. Why don't you give us a little bit more details there?
Sure. So we're going to be attending Suboptic.
Okay.
We're going to be attending OFC. And not only attending to join the conference, but we're actually speaking about what we're delivering, what products and services that we've created, and educating the market about what the benefits of this type of proactive monitoring is going to be to their particular industry, and how they can utilize that the services that we're providing to improve their business processes and so forth.
Well, that's great. I mean, that's coming up in March, so be sure to mark your calendars, viewers, to check them out at the Suboptic event in Bangkok this March. So we'd like to congratulate you. It seems like FiberSense had a stellar year of award wins, each of them involving innovation. Is there anything else that you want to add, or tell viewers what makes you so innovative?
Innovation is a fundamental part of our DNA. Our business is all about how we can do things better, how we can be more efficient, how we can deliver solutions that are more impactful for our clients.
Okay.
We've got a world-class R&D team that's ably supported by the rest of the business, and it's a real drive for us to continue to innovate and put new products and services out in the marketplace that are actually effective.
I'm going to add something to your title. Should be EVP, Business Development of Innovation and Transformation.
Thank you very
There
much.
you go, 5%, folks. So yes, definitely, innovation is so critical in today's world, and you're doing some great things. You know, protecting the subsea cables with your monitoring products. So great to have you here today. Is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, I'd like to add that, what we've done is created a service model as opposed to, selling hardware and that type of thing. And what that fundamentally means is our clients don't need specialized expertise
All right.
or equipment to protect their infrastructure. They can outsource that to us.
To you. So as a service model.
Correct.
Right. So there's so many as a service, but this one is definitely
Truly as a service.
Truly as a service, provided by 5%. So be sure to check them out. And where can viewers go if they want to learn more about your as a service model, where you're going to be speaking about this critical product?
Well, they can go to 5%.com.
Okay.
Follow us on LinkedIn. Those probably are the two main places that they can learn about 5%. We're happy to talk to anyone about what we're doing and how we can help them.
All right. So 5%.com. Follow them on LinkedIn. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining us today for another episode of JSA TV Live here at PTC 23. Happy networking. Welcome to JSA TV live from PTC 23. I'm Buffy Harakitis, and joining me today is Philip Marangella. He is the Chief Marketing and Product Officer for Edge Connects. Philip, welcome to JSA TV.
Good to be here, Buffy. Nice to see you guys again.
Yeah, it's so nice to see you again. A familiar face here at PTC 23. The biggest to date is what we're hearing. So how are you feeling about the conference so far?
No, it's great. It was here last year again with you guys, and certainly seeing a big uptick of people coming back to the conference. Lots of meetings. Not enough time on the beach, but that's the greatness of starting the year off at PTC.
It is. We do need to find some time for the beach,
Mm-hmm.
definitely for sure. And you're on a panel coming up.
Yeah, later today. Those things are a little lightly attended because I think people are in meetings or at the beach, but just talking about the edge, global growth, and the kind of different use cases driving demands for data centers around the world. So
Yeah, I mean, Edge Connects talks a lot about the edge, right? And customers, people, and planet is at the core of everything that you do. Why don't you tell viewers a little bit more about that?
yeah, sure. That's kind of our mission. Is it's really quite simple. You take care of your customers, you take care of your people, and your employees, and then obviously you do it in a sustainable way, and you take care of the planet, and the rest should take care of it. And it sounds a bit trite, but if you focus on those core things, you know, that is kind of core to who Edge Connects is. Last week we had our kind of company kickoff, and we called it Global Connects, and the theme also there was Mission Possible. We held our party at the Spy Museum, so we had this kind of spy theme. So but instead of Mission Impossible, it was Mission Possible, because we have all these challenges that we're facing in terms of supply chain,
Right.
in terms of sustainability, in terms of customer requirements and so forth. But if we are all on the same page, focused on those core three things, then we should have a great year once again.
And I'm sure you will. It's already off to a great start.
Yep.
And 2022 was a marquee year for Edge Connects as well, bringing in some new key players into your leadership team. Why don't you tell viewers a little bit more about that?
Sure. Yeah, just adding to the bench of a already great team. We brought in a new chief revenue officer, not new to Edge Connects. He was formerly the CTO. I used to work for him when I first started. It was great to have him back. I was a big advocate for him coming back. And then a new kind of executive vice president for engineering and operations. Again, we're scaling our business. We're in 4 regions around the world. We're either have 70 data centers that are either in development or operational. So we're building this true global platform, and just having the leadership team to support those global expansions to support the customers around the world.
Wow, definitely on the move. What a way to start off 2023. Sustainability, you mentioned a little bit earlier, obviously is a key part of Edge Connects. Why don't you talk to our viewers a little bit more about what you have coming up in the sustainability pillar for 2023?
Yeah, well, where is it? The greener data obviously was a contributor to that book that JSA brought together everybody from within the industry to provide their perspectives. And again, I've always maintained that this isn't about Edge Connect's sustainability strategy. This is about all of our sustainability, and there's no competition, right? We're all collectively trying to do better for planet Earth, for our children, for our children's children, and so there's a lot of innovation that we're developing, and we published our sustainability report, very transparent of some of the things we're doing, working with organizations like the Infrastructure Masons and joining their climate accord commitment. There's the Climate Neutral Data Center Pact in Europe. And so there's a lot of efforts across the industry in collaboration with our competitors, with our customers, to try to be as green and as efficient, not only from a emission standard, but from water perspective and all in a waste perspective. So all aspects of sustainability are a core focus for us. at EdgeConnects.
All across the board. Well, thank you so much for
Yeah.
being a part of our greener data movement. And in case you didn't know, we just launched the greener data directory yesterday.
Awesome.
So I'm sure EdgeConnects is a part of the greener data directory. That is a Rolodex of the top companies around the world that are committed to making our planet, like you said,
Yep.
not only great now, but for the future and the next generations to come. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about what you're most excited about for EdgeConnects in 2023.
Look, we had a busy year last year, a lot of international expansions, particularly in Asia and EMEA. We'll continue that robust expansion path. You'll see us planning some new flags and some new markets around the world. So continue that expansion path. And, already, the pipeline is extremely healthy. And it's just trying to focus and execute at the same time and not lose that core mission that we have around the customer, people, and planet. So a lot's more to come, but maintaining that focus on the customer and giving them what they want, where they want, when they want around the world.
Great. Well, so excited to see you again here
Likewise.
at PTC'23, Philip.
Yeah.
And thanks again for joining us here. We hope that you enjoy the rest of the conference and good luck on your panel later today.
All right.
Thank you, viewers, for tuning in for another fabulous episode. But before we go, where can viewers go if they want to learn more?
EdgeConnects.com.
EdgeConnects.com, customers, people, and planet. Thanks again, Philip, and thank you, viewers, for tuning in to another fabulous episode of JSA TV live from PTC'23, the biggest to date. Happy networking. Welcome back to JSA TV Live, the newsroom for tech, telecom, and data center professionals. I'm Buffy Harakitis, and we are coming to you live from PTC 23, and it is the biggest PTC conference to date. We're here live at the PTC Hub right here in sunny Honolulu, Hawaii. And joining me today is Vani of Venkatesh. She is the CEO of global business for Airtel. Bonnie, welcome to JSA TV.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's such an honor and a privilege to be speaking with you today. One of the few women CEOs in our industry. So I'm so honored to be sitting next to you and speaking to you here at PTC. So, what are you thinking of the conference so far?
It's been amazing. So firstly, thank you for the kind words.
course.
It's an equal honor at this side. So it's been amazing for me. It's my first PTC,
Okay.
so it's been particularly special, and it's amazing the number of people we are meeting, and the kind of conversations we are having, the trends that we are uncovering. Right, it's been quite a fascinating experience so far.
Well, I'm glad that you're having a great show. We are too. And as I mentioned earlier, it is the biggest PTC annual conference to date. So welcome. Um, and many viewers, I'm sure, have already heard about Airtel. But in case they didn't, can you tell viewers a little bit more about Airtel and what makes it so unique?
Yeah, sure. So we are a company which started off in India. We now have operations in India, Africa, and global operations in many countries. And I think what makes us particularly unique is we have eyeballs of 450 million customers. That's a lot of the population of the world. So we have about 350 million eyeballs in India and another 100 million in Africa. And we have tons of fiber. We have about 365,000 route kilometers of fiber across these countries. We're present in about 50 countries across 5 continents. So I think all in all, we end up being a trusted connectivity partner for several corporates as well as consumers.
Thanks for sharing that information. And you had so many big announcements at the end of 2022. What are you most excited to share?
Yeah, lots of big announcements. I think the two things that stand out for us is one is our investment into Africa, along
Okay.
with so Meta is an anchor partner there, and we are co-investing in that cable to bring it into India. So we believe that will power the digital ecosystem in the country. We have a landing station getting ready as we speak in Mumbai, and we're putting more dedicated capacity to get that growing. The second one is, in no particular order, is the launch of 5G in India. So
Okay.
we launched it last October. We were the first to launch in the country, and we again believe that that will revolutionize the way our corporates as well as our consumers use technology and use networks. So those are two things we are very excited about. We're even more excited about what's coming in 2023, but more on that later.
Oh yeah, we'll have to keep that on the wraps for now. But excited to hear all about what you have coming up in 2023. We know you also had some big data center related news with Nextra by Airtel. It's a subsidiary of Airtel. Why don't you give us a little bit more information there?
Yeah, absolutely. And so Nextra initially was a wholly owned subsidiary. We now have investment from Carlyle. It's a big space, and we're getting a fair amount of expertise as well there. So we're very proud of Nextra. We already have about 12 core data centers and 120 edge data centers in Nextra. And the beauty of it is we are actually investing another $600 million, over $500 million over the next couple of years.
Okay.
And we are scaling up into hyperscaler parks in about 7 metros. So as we speak, there are data centers getting ready in Mumbai, in Kolkata, in Pune, in Chennai, right, in many locations, which will not only serve India, but it would also serve SAARC.
Okay.
And we hope to be the data center hub of Asia with all the skills that we bring to bear.
Well, congratulations
Thank you.
on all of that news and your investment from Carlyle.
Thank you.
So shout out to the Carlyle Group. They are also friends of ours. Sustainability is such a hot, critical, important topic in our industry, across all industries, of course. So why don't you give us a little bit more information about what Airtel, Nextra by Airtel, is doing to be more sustainable?
Yeah. So that's a topic we are very passionate about, very, very, very close to our heart.
We are too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, firstly, we want to get net positive by 2030. We are already at the 40-45% range in that one. Yeah. And some of our newer data centers are actually as good as 92% net positive. And we've tied up with a bunch of like-minded corporates, so including with Bloom for renewable energy solutions.
Okay.
Yeah, for renewable energy solutions, we're investing a lot in liquid fuel cooling technology and hydrogen-based cell cooling technology. So we are quite passionate about sustainability, and we are hoping to contribute our bit to the environment that we live in. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And of course, as you know, JSA is also very passionate about sustainability with our greener data movement. I'm sure you see it everywhere. We just launched our greener data directory yesterday. We're also partners with Bloom Energy.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes, so great to hear. In fact, I think we have them coming up soon later. So great to hear that all of the key players are joining forces, to really make the world a more sustainable place for our future. Okay, so switching gears a little bit, I mean, infrastructure, is essential to the success of a lot of new age companies, OTTs, gaming. We have fintech going a little, well, not a little bit more,
Yeah.
more towards the digital side.
Yeah.
How is Airtel providing support to all of these new age organizations?
Yeah, I think that's a brilliant question. So I think we have two skills that we bring to the table. So one is we're very, very strong on infrastructure, and the other is we've also invested very heavily on digital and cloud-based ecosystems to power the kind of companies you're talking about. So on the infrastructure, like I mentioned, we have huge fiber coverage both in India and Africa, and we have partnerships with many, many countries. We have our data center, right? We do a lot of national long distance as well as local access. We've invested in subsea, so we have about some kind of ownership in 7 cables and participation in about 33 cables. So we are well spread across in terms of connecting anyone from anywhere to anywhere. What we've done is we've layered on top of that a fair amount of digital ecosystem. And just to give you three examples on how we are leveraging the cloud and the digital ecosystem for OTTs and new age companies, as well as our incumbent companies which are going the digital way. So there's one product, for example, which is called Airtel IQ. It's the first network embedded cloud-based technology for CPaaS. So what we end up doing is we end up enabling communication through different channels, be it voice, be it messaging, be it video channels, to transform the customer experience for communication for corporates. So that's just one example. We also have our own Airtel Clouds CDN. So we leverage that to provide great experience in terms of web and video content delivery to our customers. So again, it's a great use case in gaming, in healthcare, in edtech, right? For OTT. So it's a great use case. The third, of course, as I mentioned, is 5G, and we believe that that will revolutionize the way we look at, be it cybersecurity, we look at IoT, or the way we even deliver services on our edge. So we think the combination of the infrastructure strength we have, the eyeballs that we have, and the data center investments that we're doing, and the digital ecosystem will really put us in a big place to be the trusted partner for a lot of these companies.
Well, definitely sounds like it. Yeah, 100%. So, congratulations
Thank you.
on all of that and all the innovations that you're working on, from 5G to cloud platforms to, enabling CPaaS, which is important, of course, for customer experience in today's world. Is there anything else that you would like to share today?
Thank you for this opportunity. And the only other thing I would like to tell our viewers is feel free to visit our website, and a lot of exciting things. And if you have any questions, if you feel we could collaborate in any way, we are always open. We are always happy to work with all of you. So look forward to hearing from a lot of you.
Yes. And that is airtel.in.
Yeah.
So airtel.in. Vani, thank you so much for joining us today here on
Yeah.
JSA TV live from PTC 23 in sunny Honolulu, Hawaii. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in to another fabulous episode. I hope to see you again soon, and happy networking.
Thank you.
Welcome to JSA TV, the newsroom for telecom and data center professionals. I'm Barb Mitchell, joining you today live from the floor of PTC'23 in beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii. And I'm joined today with an amazing group of global game changers. That's what we're calling you today, focused on all sorts of things around development and sustainability and for important things for our industry. I'd like to, first of all, of course, we know Dean Nelson, CEO of Cato, Jeff Barber, Vice President, Global Data Centers for Bloom Energy, and Johnson Agabua, CEO and founder of Kasi Cloud. It's so great to have all of you with us today. Johnson, we're going to start with you, if you wouldn't mind. I'd love to hear about, what brings you to work with these two fine gentlemen and their organizations, and what's the project you're working on in Lagos, Nigeria?
Indeed, these are amazing human beings, and our paths have crossed quite a bit from the early days of the internet, from equipment side on the Sun days, from Sun Micro days, and the days at EMC. I grew up on the internet backbone, building infrastructure. So most recently at Facebook, we decided, my co-founder and I, to focus on Africa because it's the least attended continent when it comes to digital platform. And Kasi is focused on bringing sustainable interconnection and data center platform at scale to Africa, all of Africa. We're starting in Lagos. We're developing 60 megawatts critical IT campus in Lagos. And we're going to deploy across all of Nigeria. The hyperscalers are just having a hard time penetrating Africa. And we're going to create that easy button for them. And we're going to do it sustainably. Two things that's important for us, right? We're going to deploy green. We're going to operate green. And we're going to operate at scale, and it's going to be accretive for all of our tenants.
Amazing, yeah. And I can't wait to hear your parts of this. Dean, we'll start with you. Can you talk about how Cato is getting involved in this? What's your role?
Yeah, so Johnson invited me back over to Lagos in October last year, and we launched bare metal. So there's a foundry that's set up to be able to now enable carbon-free compute in Africa already, because there's no cloud in Nigeria, no cloud deployment. So you have to go to South Africa or Dublin and other places. And so we met with a bunch of different enterprises and integrators and companies like that, and the demand. There's tens of thousands of merchants and larger enterprises that are looking for solutions, but the challenge they have is there's nothing local, and they can't pay in their currency. So what we're doing is bringing in low-cost carbon-free compute into the foundry as the launch point back into this hyperscale data center. It's going to be opening at the end of this year. So I look at that as, you talk about starting green, operating green, right, and going to scale. This is about hyperscale deployments of bare metal for hybrid clouds that are going to be turning up and accelerating the economics within Nigeria itself as the first step towards what we do across Africa. So a little bit excited about how this is going to turn out, because we're going after it. And one other thing I think it's really important, the IMESon's Climate Accord, we're all going towards carbon reduction and digital infrastructure. So whether it's the data center, the design, how these things are coming together, to the kit that's actually operating in it, we're going after scope 3. Scope 3 is the difficult problem for anybody to solve. We're hitting that day one.
So you're going into the market, you're going into Africa, but you're doing it right from the beginning, and
because it's the beginning. Like you can actually set it up the right way and move where it's very difficult once you've actually rolled something out.
Right.
So
what about you? What about Bloom?
What about Bloom? What an absolutely perfect opportunity. I think you just touched on a great topic there. Essentially, when you have the opportunity to skip over legacy architecture, in this example, centralized grid, you can skip over that and go right to on-site microgrid power generation, already sustainable, much more predictable than the existing grid in Lagos. The availability is not quite where the hyperscalers need it to be. With Bloom Energy, we're able to create green energy on-site directly into the critical facility at 5 nines of availability. Right? That's what they expect. So right from day one, we're starting green with Cato. and with Kasi. Yeah, it's fantastic.
And in addition, I think that you can deliver power directly to reduce waste. Is there a data center solution that Bloom's providing from that perspective?
Oh, absolutely. We don't combust anything, and I should point out that we're in preliminary design phases, so I can't share any exact specifics.
Secrets,
no secret sauce, and no complete commitments yet. However, we are designing a system that will have full carbon capture from Bloom, a system that runs on natural gas but is ready for hydrogen when distribution is there. So the Bloom energy servers produce far less than a typical utility would, especially in the Lagos region. So it's much greener from day one, ready to be carbon free from day one. Right? Yep.
Well, what a powerful group that you have all come together to collaborate on this. And Johnson, it's been really great to, this is our first time actually, on an interview like this together. So what are you most excited about, working with these fine companies?
Well, they are innovators, they are creators, and they are really amazing thinkers in our space. To take that to Africa, to create green infrastructure, greenfield infrastructure, that's quite powerful. Africa notoriously runs on diesel. And if you look at Nigeria ranks anywhere 9th or 10th in methane emission in the world, right? Let's go change that. Another point that's really important in Africa is let's make the most of what's in Africa. In Nigeria, there's a lot of gas, right?
Yeah.
Let's consume it, but let's not produce carbon. Let's capture it and let's do something really good with it. The next item is Nigeria, Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa does not have digital platforms. There's no cloud other than in South Africa, right? When you start moving to cloud, do it sustainably, right? You have an opportunity to hit scope 3 right now, not later on, not retrofitting it. And Keto is already solving that problem. Now, when you bring Bloom and Keto together in Sub-Saharan Africa, you can change the game and you can begin to think scale. And for us, hitting scale while minimizing the carbon footprint, in fact, making it disappear, that's a game changer. That's the right way to build in Africa. That's what Kasi is doing.
Right. Any final words from either of you? I know, Dean, this fits so nicely into all the work that you do at iMasons, obviously with the Climate Accord and greener data. You're the global directory of sustainably practiced and committed companies. Anything you want to add, or any of you, as you think about, we only have, I think, a day and a half left here. It's going so fast and it's so busy. How have the conversations been, and is there anything, just sort of parting words on that front?
Yeah, from my perspective, I look at Africa as kind of like the future, because 1.3 billion, almost 1.4 billion people. I think they're the largest population on the planet now. They just surpassed China. And if you think about the infrastructure that's deployed there, it reminds me of India 4 years ago. India had 400 megawatts total across the entire country.
Yeah.
So Africa doesn't have hyperscale data centers and capacity already. This is the boom time. And so, as we were saying, being able to go in and help them leapfrog, where a lot of other infrastructure that's deployed is very difficult to go change right now.
Right.
Doing it right from the beginning will change the game across the board. I totally agree with what Johnson was saying. But the other thing that I'm going to give you a little shout out on this, Cassie's actually doing more than just building data centers and that. They're actually taking the talent within the country, developing the talent, helping them get into digital infrastructure, learning this. So the scholarship programs in alignment with that. The whole point of the Climate Accord, what we're doing with education, it's about the whole thing in that country. The country needs it, the world needs it, and we can set an example of how this should be done.
Yeah, perfect. it's amazing how all of these conversations converge globally. I'm hearing similar things. We've been in, and I've seen you in, all of you in a lot of these places, and whether we're in Monaco or France or London or Africa, and here in Hawaii, the conversations start to really come together. And I think I love that you're doing this right, as you've all said, right from the beginning, and helping to build the right picture, the right infrastructure for the market. So thank you. Really appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in to JSA TV Live here at PTC 23. Mahalo.
Aloha, everyone. This is Jamie Scotto Kataya of JSA, and I'm loving these PTC live broadcasts from JSA TV. There at the hub, feeling the excitement, the great news coming off that show floor. Thanks so much. And by the way, I want to cut in quickly and give you JSA's big announcement today. We are launching the Greener Data Directory. That is an online Rolodex. I know, old school word, but there it is. And that's a Rolodex of sustainability-minded companies, including, of course, technologists, innovators, data centers, and data networks, as well as these innovators, technologists. They're on display. If you have an ESG plan or are looking to partner with those who provide cooling or resource solutions, this is your free available resource. Go ahead and check it out, greenerdata.net. We want to connect organizations that are dedicated to net carbon zero quickly and through our global operations. So check it out. We look forward to getting greener together. Happy networking, everyone.
Welcome to JSA TV, the newsroom for telecom and data center professionals. I'm Barb Mitchell, joining you today live from the floor of PTC'23 in sunny Honolulu, Hawaii. Nice place to be. I'm honored to introduce my next guest here today, Lisa Marie Maxon, founder and CEO of 10X People. Lisa Marie, welcome. Welcome to JSA TV.
It's great being here.
Yeah, it's so great to see you.
Like you said, it's warm.
It is, I know, although chilly inside.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
But, for those of our viewers, why don't we start with just a bit of an overview of 10X? What makes you unique as an organization?
Well, we simplify our customers' numbering needs. We are all about numbers. Maybe our name kind of gives us away,
Yeah.
10X People. But we simplify and give them information for number intelligence using data from our partners like Net Number. I think
Yeah.
you'll be speaking with them tomorrow.
That's right, yeah.
It's awesome. And we also simplify their number ordering, inventory, and porting, and help them improve their processes and gain efficiencies.
Right. All right. Well, and I understand that there's a major milestone that you've just celebrated.
This year is our
Yeah.
10-year anniversary.
Wow.
We are
Significant.
so excited
Yeah.
about that. The team, we're going to really play it up this year and have a nice chocolate cake. It has to be chocolate.
Chocolate cake, yeah.
Yes, it has
Yeah.
to be chocolate.
Yeah. So tell us, what of those 10 years, tell us about the journey to get you to the 10-year mark.
Yeah, 10 years. We started out working with our customers more on a consulting basis. And then as we started understanding our customers and helping them along their journey, we started creating products. And we have several products in the numbering space, but we don't just stop with those products. Here's our product. You can use it. We keep evolving with them. Each customer has a little bit different way of doing things, and we want to help them continue to be successful and grow and address the market.
Yeah. And I've also noticed, I understand that you have quite a philanthropic focus.
Yes, our employees are really excited about their charities. I have epilepsy, and I am on the board of the Epilepsy Foundation of Colorado and Wyoming. So very proud to support them. Our team goes on bike rides, but we also support women in tech. We go to food banks.
Yeah.
And this year we had a really exciting, we adopted one of our employees, goes to a wildlife sanctuary, and her family adopted animals. So this year we adopted Sage. She's a beautiful white tree fox.
Oh, wow.
So, who
Sage,
knows?
the tree fox. I love it.
So who knows
Right.
where these journeys take you? So
Yeah.
we have a new mascot.
That's nice. That's a good
Yeah.
mascot. And so let's talk for a second about PTC and just your role as a thought leader in the industry. It's been an amazing conference already here. We only have a
definitely.
day and a bit left. I can't even believe it. But
Yes.
what sorts of conversations are you having? What's your key focus?
We're talking a lot about numbering data, not just in US and North America, but internationally. A lot of customers are really expanding their footprint. And what's fun about PTC is you get to meet a lot of people that you normally
Yeah.
wouldn't meet. You can go to Europe, but here we get to meet a lot of people from the Pacific area. And
So
that's
true.
really nice. And we're also talking a lot about numbers and robocalls. And you hear a lot about blocking robocalls and fines that are being,
Yep.
imposed, millions of dollars of fines. But there's also people who want to make robocalls that are legal or call their customers and they're being blocked. So how do we get people off the bad list when the numbers are good numbers?
Right. Yeah, that's really interesting. That's a good point. I'm sure that's interesting to explore for a lot of people because
Yeah, it is.
not every call's a bad call.
No,
some
but-
you actually want.
Right. And you don't answer so many of them because they're spam, right? They say
Yeah.
spam likely. So how do we let the good calls through?
Yeah.
How do we block the bad players? So-
Yeah. And so from perspective of 10X, what does the next year look like for you?
We're really excited about this year. We just rolled out a new product, Owl, which has a fun logo. I guess we're sticking with foxes and owls. Maybe
Right.
it's our year
That's
of the
good.
animal, but it is the year of our 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
But we're going to continue to come out and just help our customers with ordering numbers, obtaining numbers, and again, cleaning those numbers. When they bring numbers into their inventory, when they assign them, they need to be sure that the calls will go through.
Yeah.
So that's a big focus for us this year. And we're excited.
Yeah. Well, Lisa Marie, it's been so great to chat with you. Any parting words that you want to share with the folks? You know, I keep saying not everyone's as fortunate as us to be in Waikiki today, this week.
I know. I wish you were here.
Yeah.
But if you're not here and you want to reach out to us, we'd love to talk to you about your numbering needs. We're at 10xpeople.com, the number 1, the number 0, X people.
Yeah.
We're all about our people, and we're on LinkedIn as well. So reach out. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for letting me be here with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. You're always welcome here. and thank you, viewers, for tuning in to JSA TV live here on the floor of PTC 23. We'll talk to you next time. Mahalo. Welcome to JSA TV, the newsroom for telecom and data center professionals. I'm Barb Mitchell, coming to you today live from the floor of PTC'23 in beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii. The sun is shining outside. We're inside right now, but we'll be out again. Joining me today here is Scott Willis, CEO of DartPoints. So welcome, first of all. It's a busy week so far.
Yeah, thanks, Barb. I appreciate you having me. And you're right. We are here enjoying the weather. It's beautiful outside.
Yeah.
It's been a great week. So I think I don't know quite what the number is here, but I think we're pushing record attendance at the conference. It's been some great discussions, great meetings, both with customers, prospective customers, colleagues. It's been so far. The show's been great, and it's been a wonderful experience.
Yeah. It feels a lot like, we're record breaking, they're saying, but like even more than any pre-pandemic numbers that were experienced at this show. You can really feel it, right? And there's so much happening for everyone. And I know there is for DartPoints. And I know you have some news, but before we get to that, I want to just for our viewers who may not know, just talk a little bit about DartPoints.
Yeah, sure. So for those of you that don't know, DartPoints, we're an edge owner operator of data centers, right? Yeah. Today we've got markets largely focused in the Midwest and the Southeast part of the U.S. That's where we're positioned today. We're really all about serving our customer needs. It's really when you talk about edge, it can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people, right? So maybe putting a little bit definition around that. But we're focused on bringing world-class solutions and delivering the same capabilities, the same solutions at the same price point and the same performance level that customers get in some of the tier 1 markets. Because again, our data centers are focused, and we're growing in really smaller tier 2, tier 3, and some tier 4 markets. So that's really who we are. It's where we're focused, and it's really what we're all about as we look to bring products and solutions that meet the needs of our customers.
Yeah, and I think I alluded to it before, but you have some breaking news today. I mean, perfect time to announce with all the entire industry together, or a lot of the industry together here, and tuning in to what's happening this week. For those who aren't here, they're watching what's coming out, what sorts of announcements are happening. What's happening with DartPoints?
Yeah, so we're excited about that. So it went out today. It actually hit the wire today. We are launching a bare metal solution into the market for our customers. And let me spin it back a little bit. 22 was really a really busy year for DartPoints. We rolled out a lot of products, right? We're focused in co-location, we're focused in hybrid cloud, and we're focused in managed services. And so strategically, as we build our portfolio, and I talked about the focus we have around our customers, introducing bare metal as an extension of what we've already launched in 22 is really supportive of the vision we have for the company and how we're looking to grow. It's a little bit different because we're looking at it in a way that we're going to create a market or attempt to create a market with our bare metal solution. It's really a solution that is going to bring capabilities into the market that's targeted at mid-market customers. So we're not really building a platform that's targeted at the top of the pyramid and some of the really large, big global corporations. Ours is really pointed at what we believe the needs of the customers that are in the markets that we serve, and it's bringing a bare metal solution that can meet the needs of really a customer that's floating between traditional co-location, where they have to spend their capital, right? They have to bring that in a colo environment, and they may not be quite ready to move fully into either a public or a private cloud environment. Right. And so it's targeting that segment of the market and really, again, identifying a need that we see in the market and trying to serve that need.
And Scott, I know that you're actually, not only doing this for DartPoints, but you're providing thought leadership to the industry. Yesterday, you were on a panel talking about, I believe, edge data centers.
It was, yes.
So can you give us a few highlights?
Yeah, so here's really, it was a great discussion.
Yep.
So I had some great colleagues on there, and it was really focused in really 3 general areas. One is the first topic was really talking about what is the opportunity within Edge, right? It was talking about workloads. It was talking about how the industry is evolving towards edge compute. It's talking about delivering solutions from a data center perspective at the point of need, at the point of demand. So that's probably was the first theme. Great discussion, good topics there. The second part really touched on how the from a data center perspective, how it's evolving to meet not only legacy needs of the customers, but forward leaning needs, and how do we solve for that? The largest part of the discussion was really built around density and how customers are continuously demanding in a smaller footprint within a data center, more density. And what are the challenges from an operator perspective? Yeah. And then probably really the last and third thing that we really spent quite a bit of time on was sustainability, was around power, right? Yeah. What's the future need going to be from a data center operator perspective? Yeah. And how do we do this in a more sustainable way? So those were really the three major themes that came out of the discussion, and enjoyed it. It was great interaction with the audience, and it was a good discussion.
That's great. I've popped into some of these panels, and it's quite impressive. I think the content that's delivered here. It's great that you were able to be part of that. What you have to say is so important, and so sort of switching gears to I always say everyone's coming together here at PTC to hear from people like you and others and share thoughts on what's to come and some trends and solve for some of the things that the industry is facing. But it's also a nice time to really, kick off the year for a lot of organizations. And so when you sort of look towards the remainder of this year, I'm sure you have plans in place. What can we expect to hear from DartPoints over the next sort of 6 to 12 months?
Yeah, we do. And I think you described it well, right? This conference can serve as a bit of a launching pad. What I think you can really look for in 22, we first of all, we had a really strong year, right? Especially from a bookings perspective, right? We had really what was the strongest year in our history. So we're excited about the tailwinds and the momentum. We had a really good fourth quarter. We're expecting a really strong Q1, and so we're really building a platform to leverage off of that. I think around some expectations over 22. 22 was a real significant year of investment in our portfolio. We introduced a lot of products, a lot of capabilities around hybrid cloud, security. I just talked about bare metal. Yeah. I think what you'll see in 23 is a year of not so much focus around new products, but extending the investment we made in 22 and really growing and leveraging that investment and really trying to drive into the market the types of solutions that we think our customers are telling us they need, and getting a return on the investment we made in 22. So I think from an expectation, we're in a little bit of a choppy market, right? Some of the macro headwinds out there are real, and we keep a close eye on that. But a lot of the fundamental indicators that we look at as we try to drive and build this business are positive, and we're excited about the tailwinds and the momentum as we look forward into 23.
Yeah, great. Sounds promising. Sounds exciting. And we always, we always look forward to catching up with you and hearing what's coming. So we'll, I'm sure we'll have opportunities throughout the year. If not, certainly here next year, we'll be hearing, did all this come to fruition, and what more that you hadn't even anticipated yet did you end up, being able to act on. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us. So not everyone can be here. So for those who aren't able to meet with you in person here, how can they connect with you?
Really, it's what I've said before in these. It's really our website is really our entry point into DartPoints. So www.dartpoints.com. All the information that I've talked about and that we put out in the public domains on that site. So that's really the first entry point as you look to learn a little bit about DartPoints. Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is a great chat. I've really enjoyed it, and thanks, Scott, for joining us. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in to JSA TV, coming to you live from the floor of PTC'23. Mahalo. Welcome to JSA TV, the newsroom for telecom and data center professionals. I'm Barb Mitchell, coming to you live today from the floor of PTC'23 in sunny Waikiki, Hawaii. And joining me here today is Anna Claiborne, CTO, Chief Product Officer, and co-founder at Packet Fabric. So thank you.
You almost got that all.
Yeah,
I commend you.
It was a lot. Thank you. we rehearsed that ahead of time. Yeah, Anna, it's so great to have you here. And
It's great to be here.
Great show so far. It's been a busy week. What's your?
It has been a very busy week. I gave a talk the other day, and I ran here, and I managed to make it here. I think this is the first thing I've genuinely been on time for.
Oh,
so yeah. So congratulations. Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Everyone here should feel very honored. I was very on time for this.
On time for the live interview here. And so I know that it's an especially big event for you, for Packet Fabric, and also Unitas. There's some big news happening. I don't want to steal your thunder, so tell us all about it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, so there's a merger between Packet Fabric and Unitas. So we're bringing together the automation and assets of both companies to give customers a true edge to everywhere experience. And so that means that customers are going to be able to design, price, order, and manage first mile, middle mile, access to cloud, access to SaaS companies, all through our amazing software tools that everybody has loved at both companies separately, and they'll now be coming together.
Yeah.
And we're also going to gain the capabilities of Unitas's internet network, which is AS1828, which is a truly amazing network. It's very extensively peered. It's got great connectivity and reach. And we're going to be adding some really fantastic automation capabilities to make it even easier to now buy the internet, or to actually make it so you can buy the internet on the internet. I've always found it very ironic that the one thing you can't get on the internet is transit, or really any network capabilities at all.
Yeah. Well, obviously this is big news. And I will say, I've been, obviously out and about, as we all have here at PTC, and it's been, people are buzzing about this. It's being talked about, and so that's good, right? That's always
I like
good thing.
it. Yeah, I like being talked about. This is great.
Yeah, in a good way. So talk, and you alluded to it a little bit in terms of the offerings of the different of both companies. But what does this really mean for the industry?
So, I mean, in the bigger picture here, what this means is that we're going to be really, truly the first fully automated carrier network. And so that means all the capabilities that customers would typically look for, whether you need, internet access from the data center, whether you need DIA from like your office locations, if you need hybrid cloud, multi-cloud, if you want to more closely peer with your SaaS providers to get better application performance. All of that capability is going to be available with just a couple button clicks or through an API. And so in terms of, the 10,000 foot, this is pretty revolutionary, because the one thing that telecom has never done is really step into the modern age of software and software as a service. And so that's what, I like to look at it, that we're modernizing an entire industry.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Well, and so it's a good time for this. It feels like it's the start of a new year, right? And we're here as an industry together, and everyone's sort of thinking about what's ahead for the industry, but for their own organizations and for the partnerships that are being built and fostered and furthered here. And so what do you see for the next? I sense it's going to be a busy time, but what does the next sort of short term and then longer term look like for you?
In the short term right now, I mean, obviously, merging companies is a thing. It does require some time and attention, but we're going to put very heavy emphasis on our product set, because it's really changing the way that people are buying. It's allowing enterprises to go from having to expend a lot of capital on network, to buy network equipment, do the big hardware purchases, the circuit provisions, all that, and convert that into an OpEx model. And so the more efficiently that we get those products out there and into consumers' hands, the better off everybody is.
Right.
So it's going to be a lot of heavy, that's a very long way of saying that it's going to be a lot of very heavy product focus and making sure that we're really rolling things out on the product roadmap.
Yeah, well, congratulations. I mean, this is
Thank you.
great news, and yes, like we said, a lot still to do, I'm sure, but so many great benefits for your customers and for the industry, and so yeah, I think congratulations again. And so, is there anything else before we wrap that you just want to make sure our viewers? I keep saying not everyone's as lucky as we are to be here, so not everyone gets to meet with you in person, this week. But for those who can't.
Well, I am pretty fun. If you,
yeah, right. Yeah.
So, well, I guess my talk was yesterday, so I can't tell people to come to my talk anymore.
Right, yeah.
But one of the things that I would highly recommend that everyone out there do is check out our website to actually look at the announcements. So that's packetfabric.com. We are retaining the Packet Fabric name. So it's great that we get to reuse all of our existing marketing material. We're saving the planet one tree at a time there. Yeah.
Sheet at a time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so please stop by our website. You can register to try the product out. You can also register to talk to a salesperson, and you can read more about all of our capabilities there. And you can also go to our docs. We have docs.packetfabric.com, which contains all of our API documentation, our knowledge base, which really goes extensively into our capabilities of how you actually connect, do hybrid cloud, do multi-cloud. And because of one of the things that we ran into, at least early on, less so now, people are growing more comfortable with the software model for network. So NAS, network as a service, which we call NAS.
Yeah.
But at first, there's definitely hesitancy, like this can't be real. And, they'd have to actually see it to believe it. So you can always get a demo too.
Great. Thank you so much. Anna, thank you so much for sharing your news here with us today and for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. It's been great.
Of course. Anytime. Yeah, anytime. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in to JSA TV, coming to you live today from PTC'23. We'll talk to you next time. Happy networking.
Bye.